Hello everyone! Welcome back to Glitz and Glitter. So today I have a new mold out for you guys. The crosses have been so popular. They're keeping me busy over in the eBay store. So thank you to all of you who have supported that. I can't believe how popular they were. So since they are, I came out with another one. And I'm just burying myself in more work, but that's okay because I love making them too. So this one has 3 layers. You could pour this in a million different ways. I'm going to do just brush it on today. Otherwise, you could pour this, the nails. These are 2 nails that are going in the cross in the center, and then let it cure. You could pour this a different way, let it cure, and you can pour the back layer a different way. You'll have a 3 levels, put it that way. But today, let's just do it the easiest way. And what I think I'm going to do is black and moon rock. So these are the colors: chrome black, moon rock, Dianca honey ganache, Dianca golden opal Dianca. So I'm going to do it the easiest way today and the least time consuming, because I have to get out there and pour your molds. So if you're ordering anything from basically the Christian series, the crosses, the Trust in the Lord plaque, the Last Supper plaque thing, anything like that, there is probably a good 10 to 15 day wait on them, just because there are so many. I have 1 mold housing. I mean, I could pour multiples, but I only have the 1 mold housing. And I'm not by my 3D print guy anymore, so I can't pour more than 1 at a time. And I can only pour 1 to possibly 2 a day, depending on how busy my day is. So it does get backed up. So thank you for being patient. If you're not ordering crosses, things get out much faster. But these are so popular. What I want to do for this, I can't decide if I wanted the black, the silver, or I think I'm going to age it, actually. That's what I think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to paint on the moon rock, not the black. I don't want to age it with powder. I'm going to age it after the fact with Rub and Buff. So I'm going to put my base color on here. Maybe I don't want this brush for that one. Maybe I'll get a smaller brush. You would think. Let me get these. These just came in Happy Mail too. These are the perfect size for this little one. So I think I'm just going to brush this. Now it's a matte mold, so keep that in mind. You can get the shimmer from your mica powders by brushing them on like I'm doing today. It will look like satin if you put the mica powders into your resin. I haven't decided. I think I'm going to fill it with white so we can get the colors that I'm actually painting on here. So if you put your mica powder into the resin and then pour it in here, then you'll get like a satin look. Now, if you use alcohol inks, it's going to look like frosted glass. And that's with any matte mold, not just this one, but any matte mold. So this one, you can always shine it up if you wanted to. If you did the alcohol inks and you wanted that transparent effect, what you can do is pour it that way, and after demolding it, you can get a clear spray sealer. Anyone you can find, just clear spray seal from your local hardware store. Nothing, nothing directed just towards the resin, and then spray seal the whole piece after demold, and you should probably, most likely, get that transparency look to it with that extra step. I just want to go around, make sure those sides are done, because I can't really tell what I'm doing with this color, especially on silicone. So just go around, make sure and for something like this, you have to clean between layers. But it's really not that bad. It's actually on there. Because of the color, it's hard to see. So then I'm just going to take some cotton swabs. I don't need this little brush anymore. And then just go around with a little bit of alcohol. I did measure it. It holds about, I used water. Just make sure if you use water, you dry it completely before you're pouring it with resin. It held about 9 ounces, so I'm going to mix up 10 ounces. And then maybe we could play around with some cabochons today, because I do need some freebies to go into the store. So I don't mind the extra. If I use it, I use it. Sometimes you end up using more than the water tells you you're going to be using. It's just along these edges. That's all I need to get. It really didn't go anywhere else. So yeah, color schemes. What color schemes would you like to see this in? Because I would love to do it again. Grab another one. I'm doing this one. I don't know if I might keep it. That's why I'm doing these colors. But most of the time, I'm not even organized to put any wall art on my walls yet. So I don't even know if I'm going to keep it. But if I was to keep it, these are the colors that I want. That's why I chose these colors. But gosh, it could be done in so many different ways. All right, I think I will do the golden opal next, which is going on the second layer. And that is one of my favorite colors too. Oops, I see a little bit more silver down there. Right here. So if that was still there, you would see that. So make sure you're getting your powder off if you're going to do it this way or on any mold, not just this mold. Whatever touches your silicone, like I said 8 million times. Let me get the silver off my brush here. Whatever touches your silicone is what is going to be seen first. And the fact that these are nice and shiny mica powders, that's going to transfer through into the resin. That's why I want to brush it on and not pour it on. Because I love that shimmer shine that you get from mica powder. And if you pour it with a color, like I'm going to pour this with white, which I forgot to get. Maybe I'll just use alcohol ink instead of, it doesn't really matter because you're not going to see the white. It's just the white is basically being used for my final result of what it's going to look like. So if I poured this with a dark color, I know a lot of people who are new to resin think if you brush any mica powder onto a mold, you pour it with black. That is not the case. This is not a chameleon powder that needs black to work. Actually, if you use black, then you're going to really dull down this golden opal. So when you use normal mica powders that are not color changing, I highly recommend you use white to fill in your mold so you can see the actual color that you chose to brush onto your mold. I did a video, gosh, several years ago to show you that as well, the difference. Because back when I was learning, and that's why I say that, because when I was learning, nobody taught me that. Oh man, I put too much in there. So nobody taught me that. I just always saw people brushing their mold, filling with black. So I thought, as a newbie, that if you brush your mold, you fill it with black automatically. I was never taught anything else. I never saw anybody else on YouTube. I mean, somebody could have done that. I just didn't see it. So I ended up doing experimentation with that because I was like, that didn't work. You know, when you're new and you're trying, you think you got it all. You think you know everything. Like that really ruined, basically. I'm just going to blow this out over here. Yeah, I was like, that just totally ruined my color. Like, I think I used blues or something, and I thought it was going to make it look so beautiful. And no, it didn't. So that's when I did that video to compare what your colors in regular micas look like with different color backgrounds, and it really dulls the color down. This is not going to work. I'm going to need my cotton swabs. I mean, for these big parts, it will work. Maybe. So yeah, be very mindful of what kind of powder that you're brushing on and what color you're filling it with. Now with chameleon powders, chrome powders, chameleon flakes, what intense powders. There's so many different powders out there, and each one works differently. Now with all of those, you get so many cool colors depending on the color you actually back it with. So you are not even like, you don't have to commit to black either for the ones that do change color, because those look super cool under different colors as well. I'm just gonna clean this off and put my ganache on there. Let me get this all cleaned and then we'll come back. I think I got it all. I hope I got it all. I just didn't want to miss anything while I was gabbing away. I do want to say, if you have a custom order on order with me, first of all, I apologize it's taking so long. And anybody that is ordering with me right now, I am explaining that it could be 2 to 3 months before your orders get done. I'm going to start searching for the molds that have been ordered. The problem is I have nowhere to store them at the moment because of the construction. And I don't want to, like, we have shelving out there where my molds are going to be, especially the into resin ones. I store them on a pretty big shelf. However, I can put them on the shelf now. The reason I'm not doing it is because Don is moving things around as he works. And the last thing I want to do is make his life harder and make this last longer by having to empty my shelves just to move the shelf out of the way. So that's why I'm trying to stall on the orders. I want to get them done really badly for you guys. But unfortunately, I don't have a storage space once I do have the molds out of where I could put them while I'm waiting for Don to finish out there. It's taking time. He's one person. It's taking time. I can't help him. Anthony got a job, thank the Lord. So he's not home during the day to help either. So Don's a one-man band, and he always has been. He likes things done right. That's why part of the reason, not all the whole reason, we don't hire out, but we used to hire out a long time ago, and then when they would be finished, we would realize it wasn't done like up to Don's standards. So Don ended up having to do a lot of things again after we've already paid. So years and years and years ago, plus we don't like paying for, we might have to soon because Don is really hurting. His back is killing him. We don't like to pay labor when our materials cost a lot. So Don is a self-taught guy, and he likes things done the way he likes them, and we don't want to do them twice. So saying all that, I don't want to make more work for him by unpacking molds that really necessarily do not need to be unpacked at the moment. So thank you for your patience, everybody that does have an order out with me. I appreciate it. He appreciates it, that it's okay that we wait on all of that. Now, if you don't want to wait, that is totally fine with me. Totally fine. Please just let me know to get you off the list. I completely understand if you don't want to wait, because I don't know that I would want to wait. So I do completely understand. If you want to cancel the order, you do not have to feel bad about it. I have a lot to do. And I really need the space from those 3 workstations to do a lot at one time. I can't do that in this thing like I used to. I can't do all the, I can't do so many molds at once, which is why you're probably noticing I'm only doing 1 or 2 a day, because I don't have the countertops surrounding me like I did at the other place. I only have this workstation. So I don't have anywhere to put them, move them while I'm working on them. Otherwise, you know, one of these days my table is going to be packed again because I'm going to have all kinds of space. But until then, I have to tone it down, and then we're going to rev it right back up when he's finished. I can't wait. I can't wait. We can start doing competitions again. We can start doing our wood projects again. So that is going to be great. Okay, that is that. I think I like the color choices, especially later. I think when I age it, it'll pull it all together. I hope I like these color choices. But it's too late now. I'm not cleaning it off. Let's pour it. I'm going to grab 10 ounces of regular epoxy. I'm not putting this in a pressure pot. Really, no need to. And figure out which white. Maybe I'll just use this white opaque resin pigment to dye it white. All right, let me grab that and stop talking. Let's get our sides and our bottoms scraped. Make sure everything is mixed. Thank God for hands-free sometimes. I was cleaning that cabochon mold out like crazy. It needed it so bad. And watch, I won't have much left, if any. I should have an ounce left if I'm accurate in water, but I might not be accurate. I don't know how much I need for 10 ounces, but let's get this. I should have had a pigment paste in here. You know what I'm going to do? I don't want to use all of this because I like using it for marbling. I am going to mix in my golden opal. Let's do that. Let's just get a little mica in here, and that color should not affect, because my lightest color is that, and it shouldn't affect anything. It won't affect the brown, I don't think. And if it affects that silver gray color, it's okay, because I'm going to be aging it anyway. But I don't want to use all my white, and I forgot to grab my white mica powder. I should just leave it in here because I'll probably be using it all the time. Let's just dissolve that with some alcohol. Oops, a little too much alcohol, but that's okay. It does not make any difference whatsoever. It'll dissipate. I'm just going to mix it into there, and then mix it into here. And we do need to vacuum chamber this because we are not using the pressure pot. I would assume if we had bubbles, though, if you don't have a vacuum chamber or pressure pot, all the texture on this mold could possibly even hide those bubbles if you had them. That looks decent. I think that'll be fine. I think that should be good. That's all we really need. All right, let's get these bubbles out.
Glitz and glitter, lighting up the night. Painting dreams with a shimmer so bright. Rhinestones dancing, catching every eye. This is my moment, gonna touch the sky.
All we have left to do is pour. I kind of hope I have the extra ounce left. I'm just going to go slowly because there is texture. I want to make sure it just drizzles into all of it. Now I will probably turn my heat mat on in a couple hours. I'm going to let this gel up by itself. And then I'll turn my heat mat on for a couple hours. Well, probably an hour. I usually use low or medium. I used to use high all the time. I mostly didn't have a problem until I did. So now I'm like, yeah, I don't need to use high. I'm just going to use low or medium, depending on how far the resin is already cured. Watch, I won't have anything left. I don't want to fill it completely up. It is a handmade mold, which means I hand trim it. And I really don't want to pour those trim marks. Yep, I got some left. So I was about right. It took... I can't see through this cup much. Let me see. Probably got about 1 ounce, so it held about 8 ounces. Or no, 9 ounces. Sorry, I did 10. Let me just... Where is something? Where is something? A dotting tool. I'm looking for a dotting tool. I just want to make sure all my corners are good. Which I thought there was a bubble, but there's not really. So I'm just going to do that. All right, let's do the cabochons. I poured it into this small cup, just easier to do. I think I'm just going to do black. I was expecting to have white where I could do a bunch of colors with those pigments, but because I had to put the golden opal in there, I can't really do that now. So there we are. I'm going to see, I like to, this is my practice time because I don't care if they get messed up. Of course I care, but it's not a custom order where it's going to make a huge difference. And I can kind of see where I go right, where I go wrong, make adjustments. So I just put a drip of my color into my color. And then when it stops pouring out, that's when I add more drips. Like here, it's just about gone. I think I'm going to just do one drop this time. So you can make your adjustments while you're pouring too to see what's working, what's not. Oh, that's too high. Shoot. Let's do this one. These ones on the bottom, you'll have to drill. Let's do this one. And these four up, you can actually get closed back bezels to fit them. If you want to glue them in. I just use flat back bales and glue them on, but some people don't like those. So you can always put them in a closed back bezel. They just don't have a closed back bezel for that one on the bottom. Ooh, we're going to get a decent amount. This is a Let's Resin Mold, and they have the amount written on there. I think it says 2.4 or something for the entire thing. I'm just adding one at a time because I don't want this black to take over. Let's do another big one. Those look pretty. This one is too full. I don't know if I'm doing anything. There we go. Do that one. We need one more drop. Hopefully, I didn't put too much black in because I do like the golden opal, but I do like to practice my marbling. I think of all techniques out there, this is like my favorite one. I don't know why. I just like the fact that it's always a surprise. Where is my little tiny? Here it is. I just like the surprise of the reveal on a marbling. Well, sometimes I don't like the surprise, to be honest with you, because it didn't work. But I like to see how close I can get to real marble. Sometimes I do pretty good, and sometimes I do not. So we shall see on that. Okay, that's it for now. Like I said, I'm just going to let this gel up until it's pretty squishy, that you can't really squish it too much. Then I will turn my heat mat on for about an hour to 2 hours on low or medium. Clean this up. I leave my black one out all the time because that's the one I use the most. All right, guys, check out the comment of the day. See if it's you, and I'll see you in a sec. Everything is cured and ready to come out. Very exciting. Let's see these first, of course. Pretty cool. Not too bad. I kind of wish there was more mica in there, but it's really not that bad. I'm being very critical. Pretty cool. So if you guys like marbled black and gold jewelry and you just ordered from me, well, this is couple weeks ago. You probably already have it in your mail, right? All of them look pretty good. Keepers so far. That one's kind of cool. And then these two. Ooh, I like that one. need to be drilled out, which I will do. I do like them. I like them a lot. I like that color scheme. Let me find my drill, the one with the bigger drill bit, which is this one. So I've just kind of find the middle. We went over this not too long ago, but just in case you missed it, I kind of find the middle the best that I can. And when you're ready, you commit and you don't flinch. Otherwise, you're going to move your drill bit. So you find your spot and you don't think about it. You just go down. And the same thing. Hold it tight with your other hand. Find your spot and commit. Now, if it's off center, which I do often, then I get a bigger pinch bail. One of those fancy ones covers it, but I think I did pretty good. Pretty good. So I will finish those. Let me put this away. There's just no room to throw things aside anymore. So I got to be very careful in how I do this. So let's unmold it this way. Ooh. What do we think? Ooh. Let's see. You don't really need that behind it, but that looks pretty good. See all the 3 different textures. So this one is much more textured, a light texture, and then like a filigree on the nails. That is nice. This is a little too soft to trim. Lately I've been using, because I don't have my sander out, I've been using a deburring tool. Oh, it's going to come off. And I just take that sharp edge right off. But if it's too soft, you're just going to rip it. So you don't want to like rip anything. So let's see if I could get it done. Not the best. I'm not the best at using these, but I have learned over the years. And you can scratch pretty easily. This tip can go down and scratch your project like I just did. Thank God it doesn't matter on the back of this one. But if it was a transparent piece and you just scratched it like that, you would see that through the piece, most likely, depending on how thick the piece was. So be very careful if you're going to try deburring tool. Do it on your opaque stuff until you get the hang of it. And then once you get the hang of it, you'll be more comfortable to use it on your transparents. One more. And then I think I'm going to, do I have my gilding? Oops, what side? One more side, right? A couple more sides. I want to use a black to shade and age it. It's either going to be my black rub and buff or my black acrylic paint. And I'll use probably a metallic across this cross here in the center. Let me see what I have handy and go from there. Rub and buff it is because my acrylic paints have not been unpacked yet. I also have the Chemiskaya gilding paint for this. So I'm going to just do that real quick and start letting that dry and figure out. The black is very potent on the rub and buff. And I haven't learned a little bit goes a long way yet. So I want to use a brush doing that. I'm just going to use this. I think this is the copper color. What does it say? Bronze. This is bronze. Just for these parts on the inside here. And then I got one of my little disposable brushes. So I could try to do the rub and buff. Oops. Gonna have to use some alcohol and a Q-tip to clean that off. I had to put you on a little pause there because Don started making phone calls on speaker behind me. Didn't realize I was recording. So in the meantime, I went and finished these. Look at how sharp they look. So here's the bail that I was talking about. Even though they were not off center, those bales looked pretty good with them. But if they were off center, that really would just take your eye away from that. So those are done. Oops. They have to dry, of course, now that I moved that one. Okay, now I did clean that off with alcohol. And this black, do I want to use black? I'm really nervous because this black is very potent. And once I commit, I'm committed. I'm going to just, I just want it like in these crevices for now, till I can get the hang of using the black. I just want to like age it a little bit so it's not so metallic-y, like that. This stuff dries really fast. If I had the, yeah, that looks pretty good actually, but it dries really fast. So I'm just putting a little tiny bit at a time on my paper towel here. Oops, that's too much. Shoot. Can't get it back in once it's out. If I had my metallic paints out, I most likely would put that on with my finger and rub it in like that. This stuff goes a long way, especially the black. The black is my most challenging color with this because it is so strong. I just rub it out with my hand. I'm going to have it all over me, but that's okay. I'm just putting some on my paper towel, brushing most of it off, and leaving it in those crevices. Looks good though. What do you think? Do you like the shading? I do. I don't know if I'm going to do this center section with black though. Maybe, let me see what colors I have in this stuff. It just makes me nervous. The black makes me nervous and I won't be able to get it off if I don't like it. Because of the texture in there, there's no way I would get it out. I like that though. I did a pretty good job, if I do say so myself. I did want to age this so it's not so, yeah. This is where I wish I had the, well, it's not working. It's working kind of though. Get a little bit more in there. Get some on there. Rub it in and rub it off. Rub it in and rub it off. Just like that.
What you doing?
I had to pause because you were on the phone and everybody was hearing your conversation. Oh. As he walks away. He's like, oh. That's now a little bit better now. So the question is, do I leave it like that or do I continue on? I don't know. Just do a little bit down here. See what it does. I actually kind of think I want to leave it like that. I'm not going to use any more black. But I do want these to look a little bit more aged. As I was afraid, now I'm just like, more black, more black. I like it. I like it. I think that's it. If you put too much on, it seems to come off. There we go. I think that's all I'm going to do. What do you think? I'm not going to touch that because I don't think it needs it. That, my friends, is the end of the new molds. If you like it, it is linked below. If you order it, give me time. This is definitely, these are disposable. I have like 100 or 200 of them. But let's see if we can wash it out. Oh, look at how black that is. I'm sure we can make it last more than one time. I hate wasting anything. Even though I have millions, it's okay. Wow, look at how much black was in there. That's crazy. I was saying, if you order it, please give me time. I have 15 days on my molds right now in the store just because it's only me and I'm trying to video and make molds for you every day. So just give me some time. And that's it. I'm going to get you guys some pictures. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you like it. I love this one. I have another one on order to mold. So hopefully that one will be coming out soon. But let's get through this one. Let me catch up on orders. I will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you all have a blessed day. Stick around for those pictures. Bye, everyone.
Glitz and glitter paint her way. She lights up hearts come what may. With a brush of faith she starts. Jesus whispers through her art. Patience blooms in every hue. Her love for viewers shines so true. Shimmer sparkles in her eyes. A radiant soul under bright skies. Glitz and glitter, Michelle, a story. Her colors tell faith and love in every part. Jesus guides her shining heart.